We'll connect to our breath. Allowing the thigh bones to settle, sink, release down. And feeling the weight of the arm bones settling, sinking down. We're just going to stay with this sinking direction, this release gesture for 5 breaths. So feeling the quality of sink, the direction of ground becomes the meditation. This one's just a 5-breath meditation. And now we add to that settling, that sinking. And with your eyes either open or closed, just let your peripheral vision broaden. So peripheral vision, our eyes can be settled on altar or object or point. We're just letting the width, the wideness grow. And this will be a 5-breath meditation, sinking and widening. And you might even notice where vision pulls in. And I think that's a really interesting asana. We'll go directly into a seated spinal twist with our left leg over our right. I'm going half lotus. This could as easily be cross-legged. And on exhale, we'll turn to our left. I'm going to use a little move that we did yesterday. You don't have to do it. Just using a little crossbody reach to spiral. An upward reach to lift. And here I'm just going to feel for there's a couple little arteries I'm fascinated with in the neck. I'll just go with the carotid, just because most of us know about where it is. I'm just going to feel the head almost resting on or supported near and atop the carotid arteries. And if it helps you to image and play as if the head arrangement promotes that arterial blood flow to the brain, go for it. And release. Inhaling, unwind. We'll switch sides. Just trying to find new little ways to help us feel, locate, position, and know where our head is in space. So again, you don't have to do the arm thing, but it just feels good to my ribs. So I'm going to do a crossbody reach to enter into the twist. So inhaling, I'm reaching right arm up, left arm across, and then exhaling, it's kind of spiraling around that right arm axis. And then bringing the hands to a position to kind of hold that end mark. And whether you can feel your blood flow into the brain or not, just knowing that you have these arterial vessels going from the neck to the head. The postural inquiry can be as simple as, where or how do I position my head so that I don't diminish or degrade that arterial flow to the brain? So I'm going with like a resting atop positional feel. And release. Inhale, we'll unwind. All right. We'll unwind the legs also. And if you have a roll or a block nearby, just within arm's reach, and let's lie back, bring feet off ground. And we'll cross the right knee over the left, so twisted root, abs. And you can hook the right foot behind the left calf if the knee agrees. And then let the feet kind of draw the foot bones back toward the shin, so that making a little hook foot, active foot. And now inhale, float the upper back off the ground. And exhale, curling the tailbone, letting thigh engage with thigh. Sink the belly in and down. Inhaling. We'll keep the upper back up. And exhale, shifting the tailbone, which is a subtle elongation through the spine, the lower spine, engaging thigh into thigh, sinking the belly down. And another inhale. And exhaling. Thigh into thigh. You can do a subtle upward reaching motion with the thigh if that helps kind of free up the hip socket area. sink the belly in and down. And then release, inhale, unwind. We can set the head down for a moment. We'll do those 3 on the other side. So we're crossing the left over the right. Inhaling upper back up. Exhaling, shifting the tailbone, thigh press thigh. Press is kind of a generic. There's all sorts of little rotational moves and sink the belly in and down. Inhaling. We'll do 2 more on your own. And release, inhaling the head down, unwinding the legs. All right, we'll scoop up our object and place it between the legs. This one we'll do as a gate opener, so anticipate broadening apart your legs. Get yourself plenty of room to your left and your right. Here we go. Inhale into the low belly and the low back. Reaching down to the perineum. But engage legs into the roll. Shifting the tailbone a teeny bit. Exhale, float the upper back up. Still engaging the legs. Follow, feel, it's like a feel, follow all throughout the inner calf. Ankle, inner foot. Pull or sink the abdomen in and down. Inhale, set the head down, release those pressures. The legs are enacting. And then again, squeeze. I missed my our gate opener move. That's right, we'll get it. Shift the tailbone, exhale, float head, upper back off the ground. Engage the legs into the prop. Stretch, reach up through the inner legs. Feeling, sensing the inner knee, the inner ankle. Sink the low belly down. Now let's use the hand. Inhale, hand to roll, legs apart. Exhale. Tailbone shifts. And the pubic bone kind of presses into the roll. You can press to the pubic bone. And then out, reaching from that contact point. Use the contact point to feel between the hip joint. Sink the belly in. Inhale, bringing legs together, setting the head down. Engage legs into roll. Stretching them as you engage. So reaching as you're squeezing. Exhale, float the head, the shoulder blades up. And sink the belly in and down. We'll go right hand to roll. Inhale, sending or stretching the legs outward, apart. Exhale. Tailbone shifts, legs out, reach. Sink belly in and down. Inhale, bring the legs together, set the head down. And keep stretching the legs up toward the sky. The sacrum is on the ground. Engage with that roll, squeeze. As legs are still reaching, lengthening, reaching, lengthening. Exhale, float the head, the shoulder blades up. Keep engaging the legs. Draw belly, sink it down with the legs engaged. Left hand to roll, inhale, separate legs widely. Use a little palm pressure to feel the pubic disc, the joint in the middle of your pelvis. Exhaling out, reaching. Sink the belly in. Getting that musculature right above the disc. It's a really important joint in the pelvis to walking in gait. Inhale, draw the legs up together. The sacrum sinks onto the ground, the legs stretching, then activating, pressing that roll. Exhale, float the head, the shoulders, the upper back up, squeezing and reaching legs lengthy. Skyward. Pull, low belly down. All right, last component. Right hand to roll, inhale. Sending the legs apart. Exhale, shifting the tailbone, outreaching. Sink the belly in and down. All right, inhale, bring legs together. And exhaling, we'll set the head down, the feet down. We're going to do that little mini bridge lunge that we did not too long ago. So if you have one or two blocks, just get them ready. I don't have mine ready. I'm going to get mine ready. I'll kind of talk us through. See if I can use makeshift. All right. So you're going to just bridge a tiny bit off the ground. Slide those blocks under your sacrum, your top butt muscles. So the low back has its lumbar curve. Your shoulder blades are resting on the ground, the butt's resting on the blocks. Stretch the left leg out so the heel is on the ground. And we'll draw the right knee, the right thigh, toward our chest. Okay, we're going to play with a little bit of rotational stuff. What I was noticing yesterday is if we could engage the inner legs, the twisting and the rotation seem to only be helped. So as we're lying in this kind of mini bridge lunge, and start to find the inner legs. Sometimes I play like I'm twining my legs without moving my legs. So it's like I'm crossing my right thigh over my left without them moving to cross. All right, and then we'll switch sides so the right leg extends out, heel on the ground, and we're drawing the left thigh, left knee, toward the torso. Again, I have the block on the lowest setting. This is one where you just want a teeny tiny butt elevation, just so the back can have that little, we'll say, natural lumbar curve. Okay, and I'm just gonna hug twining the inner legs toward, we'll say, the middle, the big mysterious middle. Just so the legs don't splay apart. It's sometimes they get a lot of really cool, interesting effects from putting one of these leg surfaces against an object and like being able to squeeze it into a solid object, like a door frame. And release. All right. So just bridge off of that block and we'll descend, having moved the block. And now, when we turn over elbows and knees, we're setting up for dolphin strut. So the caveat is to do the arm reach. One wants to be able to balance weight on the shoulder. And if you don't do the arm reach, it's not a big deal. There's a leg reach in there for us. So we've got knees under hips, elbows under shoulders, forearms out in parallel. And I do make a concerted sensory effort to feel that I'm getting maximal contact, palms, forearms. I can't force my forearms to do a thing. Or how they're kind of crossed. Forearms are crossed a little bit like an X. But I can get maximal contact through open wrists, spread out palm heels for sure. On exhale, we'll press the knees off the ground. Like 3 settling deep breaths, so feeling the weight sink down through the arms and the heels and the feet. And I'm going to make the weight shift to the left shoulder, which frees up my right arm to reach for my right ankle. Now, optional is raising the left leg. Then just a forewarning, we'll be balancing on just that left arm and that right foot. Go slowly, there can be a pivoting, spiraling occurrence. You could also do this with both forearms on the ground, raising the left leg. There you go. Yep. It may feel a little spinny, and that is the purpose. Cool. And we'll set the right arm down, the left foot down. Prepare to switch. So now the right shoulder taking the weight. The left hand reaching for the left ankle or calf. And letting the weight of the head go down. That's so key here. And if you like, raising the right leg off the ground. And set the right foot down, the left hand down, the knees down. And inhaling, we'll slide hands under shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the right foot forward, lunge. And we're going knee up, heel up. I think we gave those legs plenty to squeeze and stretch about already. So I'm making a fairly narrow stance. So just keeping my footprint within my hip width. Drawing the arms up. And inhaling, we'll set the left knee down, the left hand down. Easy twisting lunge. I'm taking the right arm up. And as we attune to the back side, the back of the heart, the back of the lungs are, we can get a sense of kind of this, the organ support, the lungs supporting the heart. So as we're breathing into the back of the heart, we're opening the front. Sometimes we do the opening move, but we pinch down or collapse down on some other area. So as we're opening up the front, we're still breathing in and feeling that breath support at the back. There you go. Inhaling the right hand down, we'll step into pyramid. So we press that back knee up. I'm shuffling the feet in a little bit. And here I am going for a narrower stance, narrower. So that can mean hip width. And that may feel better for some hips. I'm going heel to heel alignment. So that to me is narrow. And this way it becomes the balance pose that it is. So it feels a little bit like a broad, tight wire. And bending right knee, inhale, hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Please choose cobra if better. And exhaling, downward dog. Now the arms aren't moving any nearer to the neck, but as I hug the biceps, the arm muscles, say toward the middle, that should help you feel the chest muscles engage and those corset-like musculature near the axilla and the breast and the chest. So I'm not doing anything funky to the elbow, but as I'm almost like embracing the space between the arms, almost condensing the space between the arms, you can enliven the shoulder supportive muscles and make a lot of space around the neck. So here's lunge, inhaling the left foot forward, the right knee, the right heel off ground. Breathing into the back of the heart as well as the front. This will allow you and support you to reach back should you want to start to articulate the upper back. There you go, there you go. Here's that easy twisting lunge. So we'll inhale the right hand down and the right knee down, raising the left arm and then exhaling, opening by breathing and supporting the backside heart. So feel your breath support in that back of heart. And pyramid. Inhale, we'll bring the left hand down. Press the right knee up. Now I'm choosing pyramid to have a narrow stance, heel to heel alignment. And inhaling, we'll take the hands down, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Revolve pyramid. So inhale the right foot forward. And this may be where you want a block or even a wall. We're setting up the block outside the right foot. The block is for the left hand. I'm saying block. You could put your hand on the ground. Raising the right arm. I'll say it all over again. Revolve pyramid, our right foot forward. Our left hand is down near the right foot. The right arm is reaching skyward. I'm using those inner legs. And in that twining way, a kind of roller, twining, gathering way, I'm pulling the sit bones back. So you can actually create how do I say this? The legs, almost like rollers, can help draw, tension the sit bones back, giving traction to the entire spine. So again, it kind of a spiraling of the torso in suspension. So the legs tensioning the pelvis back, the left arm, fully supporting. There we go. And I prop that hand up so that my legs aren't bent. And the value there, if my knees are fine, is that I can use those legs like tensioning rollers, kind of like, as they act, the sit bones move back. So strong legs, long spine. And then that right shoulder, breathing into that upper right lung to lift, send that right arm up. There's that more spiral. Gets pretty exciting in there. And inhale. Exiting, we'll set the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Spread the heel of the palm and stretch out through all the digits, especially the thumbs. There's a tendency for us to kind of subtly clutch or claw the ground in a way that puts almost like a little kink in the wrist. Inhale, left foot forward. Revolve pyramid. So I'm setting the right hand outside the left foot. I'm going with that narrow stance, that heel to heel alignment. And this way I can engage those inner legs. We raise the left arm. Release. Inhale, we'll go hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. We're going to work vertical splits and one other funny little business. So let's go vertical splits, inhaling the right foot forward, elevating the left leg. Use blocker blocks. And even here, I'm using that twining action, like I'm crossing, statically crossing my right thigh over my left, statically crossing, drawing my left thigh under or behind my right. And that static entwinement allows me to elongate, to reach further, and then often much, much higher. So I'm not just trying to like wobble around on the mass of my legs, but the musculature can give it a lot of lightness. Good, and when you have that static twining of the inner thighs, feel the head release. Cool. Inhale, we'll set the left foot down, the left knee down. We'll do a twisting lunge. Exhaling the left elbow over the right thigh. Now, if you prefer to do this with the left knee, the back knee up, by all means. And inhaling, unwind. Bring hands to ground, exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Vertical splits. Inhale the left foot forward. The right leg elevates. And inhale the right foot down, the knee down, twisting lunge. So we're exhaling the right arm over the left thigh. That's chaturanga. Exhaling, we'll step back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. We set the knees down. I'm going to set up a lying spinal twist. And we're going to repeat our funny little L shape from yesterday with one addendum. I'm going to use a block, and I want to be able to put my foot against a surface. I want to set up a lying spinal twist or a lying twisting scissors. So I hope I can make this make sense easily. I'm going to lie down facing the wall. I'm just going to shoot my left leg straight out, parallel with the wall. And I'm going to place my right foot to the wall, perpendicular to the wall. My right leg is perpendicular to the wall. My left leg is parallel to the wall. My right leg is the top leg. My left leg is the bottom leg. If it helps you to think that this is revolved pyramid lying down, a giant wind just blew revolved pyramid over. Whatever. Well, here we are. And I'm putting the sole of the right foot on the block and on the wall for the sake of the sacrum. And this way I can reach and move and walk that left leg to make as much of a stretch or a twist as I desire. Now with my arms, I'm just resting my right arm out on the ground, and my left hand can either hold the leg, grab the foot, hold the thigh. I'm just going to hang out here for a second so you can kind of see how you want to get yourself into this. So my top leg is fixed to a surface. And this allows me to adjust that rotational tension, that torsion through my hip and my sacrum and my back. Okay. Some individuals, can't totally see, but there we go. And some individuals will even kind of palm press their right thigh away from their head. And for them, that may feel really good. So we're doing Bird of Paradise yesterday, or just kind of iterations of some similar things. we'll release. Something I like about this setup is because of that fixed foot, you can really generate a lot of hip heat. All right, time to do the other side. So, I'll just describe it if you've got an easier way than. So I'm facing the wall. I'm going to shoot my right leg out parallel to the wall. Make my top left leg run perpendicular to the wall. And I put that foot on a block, sole of foot on the wall. The block is just playing like a spacer. Just keeping my foot away from the ground. Stretching the left arm away from the wall. And then the right hand you can use however you want. You can traction the left thigh away from your nose. You can use it against the leg or the ground. And then stretching that right leg away from your nose. Even walking it behind you for additional, just a little additional sensation. When we release, Shavasana. Working with those spiraling motions through the body, those spiraling lines, if you will. A lot of the spiraling through our environment begins in our feet. And those fascial slings, those connective tissue slings, they spiral around the shoulder blades and the heart. They spiral around a spiraling heart, the helical or helical heart, right? when you're ready, we'll bend knees, we'll turn over. And we'll press up. Namaste.